Bonjour, ici Dynamite Critique. Cette fois-ci, I'm sorry. Hi, it's Dynamite Critique again, the bilingual YouTuber. This time I will make a video of the shitty scenario of Gundam Age. So of course, I did in the video in about Inazuma 11 Go in French, I will critique each part of Gundam Age. So let's begin this misery, this misery that is Gundam Age. Sorry. Now, first, Age 1. The problem with Gundam Age, everything sucks. Everything is unexplored, not creative, not original, which is a pattern in level 5 property, let's be honest. But now, which make Gundam Age worse for me than any other OG Gundam fans and non-Universal Century Timeline Gundam fan, is that sadly for me and for you Gundam fan, Gundam Age was the first Gundam show I watch. So Gundam Age was unoriginal and uninspired. But originally when I watched Age and that Yurin died, I was like, wow, I did not see that one coming. But then I watched other much better Gundam show. And then I watched Gundam Age again to see if my opinion in this shit show improved or worsened over the years. And it worsened like I expected. It was very unoriginal. Like the video I made in French. Like a video I made in French about the awful couple. About the tragic couple of level 5. I said that... what did I say again? But anyway. And also, what I hate about Yurin Gundam Age is that I said in one video that she was just Tifa from After War Gundam X, but worse. And what I hate about Yurin from Age is that she has no agency. She clearly exists that she's been fridged. Yes, she's been fridged. And fringing is a pattern in Age, which is just shows the misogyny and the racism and colorism in this shit show. As if it wasn't bad already. The OG Gundam had similar problem, but man, its Age is so much more obvious that it's on your face 24/7, and it makes the show unwatchable and insufferable. Yurin is a wasted character. She had no agency, and honestly, I kind of wish, for example, that Yurin was a little bit of a yandere, because my reading of her relationship with Fleet is that they're kind of codependent. I mean, they connected due to their powers, they're very codependent, and she loved Fleet as much as he loved her. Though their dynamic and their chemistry is not very well explored. So, Yurin has no agency, and what I wished is that Fleet, leaving Yurin alone and neglecting her, could have her join Desil so she could confront Fleet about this and see him again, like this great new movie of Chainsaw Man. I hate shonen because the scenario drags, and it's a real problem I have with shonen in general, which is why I don't like shonen. But the only shonen that I think are exception that I like are Chainsaw Man and Hunter x Hunter. And it used to be Dr. Stone at some point, but I quit watching the show because again the scenario was dragging its feet again. But what I like about Chainsaw Man, I saw in the blue-haired girl in Chainsaw Man what I wished Yurin was. I wish that Fleet neglecting Yurin for the Gundam would have pushed Yurin to join force with Daisy, who just wanted some sort of mother figure like Yurin, because this is kind of like what Lala Suzune was to show reasonable in the original in some capacity. So this little red hair brat, Daisy, wanting a mother figure like Yurin, and Yurin wanting to confront Fleet about him choosing to Gundam over her, would have been a great source of drama, and her dying due to this would have been the perfect tragedy, and Yurin could have been much more memorable. But alas, this is not what we got. And since I'm talking about Yurin, we need to talk about Emily, of course. And Emily, being the doctor of Vargas, the old man who helped Philip leading to Gundam, her relationship with Fleet and her grandpa is very underutilized and underexplored. I wish that, but the thing that I liked is when Emily see Fleet cry about urine, and that it would have forced her to develop as a character. This is actually what we got in both the game and the anime, and I wish that we could have seen how her relationship with Fleet develop. We kind of see that, we kind of get that in the game because yes, Gundam Age have a we hate this, but Gundam Age have a PSP game, I think, no, but in the game of Gundam Age we got that. But again, I wish she could have become a mechanic like her grandpa instead of a shitty nurse like in Naruto. Damn it. So yes, wasted character and potential, and I wish that during Asemu arc we could have seen more of Emily and Fleet struggle as a couple, like Urine being a huge source of conflict and insecurity for Emily, kind of like the Earth Romari and Asemu dad was to Asemu. I wish that we could have had a parallel between Emily and the son she had with Fleet Asemu, like when Asemu is insecure about his extra power, his father, Romari that I hate, and the heart, while Emily is insecure about the place that Yuri have on Fleet heart instead of her. It would have been a good source of drama, and having Emily and Fleet fight over this like they kind of had before the shitty Farden arc would have been great. And also, instead of throwing us into shitty arc that Farden was, I wish that the Farden arc did exist. And instead, I wish that this arc would have been an arc that focused more on Urine. Please, she really needed this. She didn't deserve to die so quickly and so while being so little developed and with no agency whatsoever. This sucks. So now, let's move on to the next horror because I explode. So yeah, Asemu arc. Lot of people say that Asemu arc is the best arc of age, and I actually agree. I wholeheartedly agree about that. I think that H2 is the best one. But again, the same problem that we will see often with age, along with sexism, racism, colorism, is that again, the time skips are insane. The flashbacks are insane. And the movie didn't do much to fix this awful problem. And also the fact that Arisa is not in the movie is a crime. Romari is an imposter. Arisa should have been the one to be Asemu childhood friends. And I love triangle between Arisa, Asemu, and the heart would have been much more entertaining. And Arisa and Asemu getting married in the end would have been so much more satisfying and cute. But this is not what we got. And if they wanted so badly to have Romari being there, though she sucks, I hate her, fuck this Sakura Uno again. This Sakura Uno clone again, she sucks. But I wish that Romari would have been the doctor of Miles and Logan. I mean, then she would have a connection to a past character for H1 and would have a reason to actually exist and be Asemu not childhood or not friends. And I kind of wish that this way Arisa, Romari, and Asemu could have been childhood friends. And instead of Max and Shawi that I hate, those two characters are even more useless than Romary is with this, which is wow. And I wish that Arisa, Romary, Asemu, and Zehurt would have been a bunch of childhood friends. It would have made a dynamic, fascinating, entertaining, and to romance so much better. But sadly, this is not what we got. So, and also, another example of shitty fringing again. When I thought that H2 would spare us this nightmare, then we got Remy. Oh boy. Let's just move on to the next one. So, yeah. Gundam Age 2 was the better part of Age, but its problem of Age 1 got so much worse. And also, all characters were underexplored, underutilized, and just there's too much character, man. And Age 3 is the worst in that aspect. And also, Lu and Nan didn't have to die. I did like Shanalua, but I mean, I did like Shanalua, so yeah. But then I think that I will make a video in French. Sorry, but I will make a video in French about level 5 most underutilized character, and Dean will definitely be in that list. I wish that it would be after that Lou died or not, but I wish that because of Lou, there would be a rivalry between Kyo and Dean. And Lou being alive would have made all of this much more fascinating. And that Lou and Kyo would have to part ways because, well, their love isn't possible. She's a vegan and he's piloting the Gundam, and her brother is the enemy of Kyo. And it would have made Lou a much more better character, seeing how this rivalry between her brother and her crush Kyo crushed her and forced her to develop as a character would have made it so much better. But this is not what we got. And also, Fram was wasted. Just like Zehurt, they have it in common, they were both assassinated as characters. Fram, being Zehurt's main love interest, was the worst idea level 5 Sunrise and Hedge as a whole had. I honestly, as much as I wanted Arisa to end up with Asimo instead of this shitty Romayu and have this insufferable Kyo, I wish that at least Zehurt would have ended up with Arisa. It would have given me a couple like my favorite couple of Seed that I hate, Kagali and Atron. As much as I hate Atron because of the awful shit he did, I love that couple quite a bit because it was really cringe and cliche, which is a problem that I have with Seed. That maybe or maybe not I will cringe and scream about in some other video in English or French, I don't know. But yeah, I wish that Zehurt would have ended up with Arisa instead of Fram, the purple hair girl you see in this image. So yes, problem with Age. Too much character. And the most important character are underutilized and unexplored. But at least the fleet is still the best part of Age. But yeah, it was my critique of the shitty scenario of Gundam Age. Then Dynamite critique, by the way. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Dynamite critique, by the way. So yeah, have a nice day everyone. Sorry for the pronunciation. Later.